Hi there and welcome to another edition of SuperSportsWomen TV. Nat Edwards and Mel Jones with you for a big week in sport. MJ, let's talk about the Olympic swimming trials in Adelaide. They're on again tonight and we've got Libby Trickett who will be in the final of the 100 metre freestyle.
Well, I tell you, she's done a magnificent comeback. We talk about Ian Thorpe probably for most of the time this meet, but she has done a magnificent effort. She looks physically stronger, mentally stronger, and she's back. And look, whether or not she makes it in the individual events, she's certainly got a red-hot opportunity of making it into the relays. Is a magnificent effort.
And she'll be in the 50 metre freestyle as well, coming up in the next couple of days. Let's talk about Liesel Jones. She's qualified for her 4th Olympics. She was dethroned as the queen of breaststroke the other night, but she still made it through. Absolutely phenomenal effort.
Look, I think it's phenomenal in any sport to make it through to 4 Olympics. She came in as such a young girl, and she's really matured into a magnificent swimmer, but also person. And it's great just for spectators to actually watch that transpire. I think it's wonderful, and if she's not carrying the flag at these Olympics for Australia, I'll be very surprised.
Let's talk about Stephanie Rice as well, because she had surgery on her shoulder back in December, and she was in a bit of doubt as to how she would perform at these trials, but she's done brilliantly, taking out the 200 and the 400 IM.
It's a really good effort as well. I mean, shoulder surgery, especially when you're swimming an IM, swimming just in general, is pretty tough to do with a shoulder injury. But just listening to her in the interviews after, she just feels really comfortable in where she's at the moment, and it really bodes well for Australian swimming.
And a big confidence booster for Emily Seebohm, swimming the fastest time in the 100 metres backstroke that we've seen in the world this year.
Yeah, magnificent. I don't know if most people sort of realise, but 4 years ago at the last Olympics in Beijing, as a 16-year-old, she lost 7 kilos before her racing. So just the stress of, getting to your first Olympics, I think she'll certainly learn a lot from that. If she's swimming this fast now, again, it's all looking good.
Well, hopefully nerves don't take over on the big stage. Let's move on to some tennis news. And Victoria Azarenka, the world #1, she's just on fire at the moment. She's undefeated this season. She beat Maria Sharapova at Indian Wells, which makes it her 4th title this year.
4th title, 23 straight wins.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Now, if you really look back on women's tennis over the last few years, this is probably the best opportunity that you really think someone's got of winning the Grand Slam as well.
Definitely.
I know we're putting a little bit of pressure on her early on. She's only won one of them so far, but looking forward to the French Open.
Well, it's the best start to a season that anyone has had since Martina Hingis, I think back in 1997. So great effort from her. Now, tell us about the Southern Stars. They had the second 2020 match against India, and they've come through. Yeah, it's
a bit of a broken record here with the Southern Stars. I'm just going to say again, they're doing really, really well. It's been a dominant series so far. Meg Lanning and Jess Cameron, the batters from Victoria, have just been absolutely tearing the Indian attack apart, which has been fantastic, and really well supported by Elise Perry and Lisa Stalaker with the ball as well. So again, all bodes well for later in the year for the T20 World Cup.
Now, we've just had some disappointing or unfortunate gymnastics news come through, and that is that Georgia Simpson, who was really on track to make a berth for the Olympics and the Australian team this year, she's actually dislocated her ankle, Mel.
It was a horrific incident in where she was attempting a dismount off the beam and didn't land well, and the ankle and the dislocation actually pierced the skin, so it was a compound fracture as well. So really disappointing. The chances of her being able to get over that kind of injury and get ready for the Olympics is really slim.
Oh wow, commiserations out to her. So, of course, we've got lots of swimming coming up in the next couple of days, more Southern Stars. The Hockey Roos play another match against Argentina on Wednesday night, so stay tuned to that. You can find all the results on SuperSportsWomen TV, or here, and as well as supersportswomen.com.au. Check out our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter, and we'll be back again next week, won't we?
Certainly will. See you then.